right, you guys, question number 6. F of 8. So my input is 8. And my output is, looks like somewhere approximately between 1250 and 1500, closer to 1250. I would say maybe 1300, but I'll give you guys the benefit of a doubt if you rounded down. Let's see. I would have put 1300. Find the values of x for which f of x is 0. So do you guys see how this is different? This says f of 8, so I looked at the x-axis. This says f of x equals 0, okay? So I need to find 0 here on the y-axis and then follow that 0. Y is always 0 right here. So it hits twice. It hits at 0, right here. And over here at about 14 and a half. Okay? What is the domain of this function? You guys, almost all of you got this correct. You're doing really well with domains. You don't have to write it like this, but it starts at 0 and it goes to 20, right? Now, technically, this arrow on the end means it's going to go on forever. So if instead of 20 you put infinity, positive, I'll also take that. What is the range of this function? Well, look at that green line I already drew. That's the bottom, right? So 0. And remember, range is y. Up to, it looks like the tippy top is 2000. But it also looks like it goes up forever. So if you put positive infinity here, I will also mark that as correct. On what interval, so what domain, interval is another way to say domain, on what interval is this function decreasing? Well, here's a maximum point, and then it starts decreasing to here, the bottom, and then it stops because then it starts increasing again, right? So where is it decreasing from? It looks like right here to here. So if you gave me something close to that range, something like it's decreasing from 4 to, let's see, we'll just do this, from 4 to like 14 or 14.5, okay? That's how you give the interval for its decreasing. You could also have written it just like your domain and have 4 and 14.5 here. Okay. This one, below are the graph and the parent function for y equals x squared. Here's the parent function. It has your vertex right in the middle. Okay. What is the equation of the image? So what has happened to this one? Let's see. It's gone, the vertex has gone to the right 6 and then up 4. Okay, so it's gone to the right 6 and up 4, and that's going to be A. And remember, it's counterintuitive, but this subtraction here means to the right, and positive means up. Okay? All right, what are we at? 8? Was that 7? Yeah, 8 already. Describe how the graph of the function y equals 3 absolute value of x minus 2 can be made by transforming the graph of the parent function. Well, look. This minus 2 is on the outside of the absolute value sign, so that means it's shifting down 2. And this out here means it's a vertical stretch of 3. So it's down 2, so it could be this one. It could be this one. And which one has a vertical stretch? Just D, vertical stretch. Okay. All right, question number 9. So I want to take the parent function. I would either have taken, you said this is an absolute value, and you could just write absolute value, or you could write f of x equals just plain the absolute value of x. Either one of those things is correct. And the parent function is just going to look like just a straight up v on each side, right? So it's starting there, a slope of +1 on each side. That's the parent function. You did not have to draw the parent function. I just wanted to draw the parent function to show you how it translates. So the first thing is it's going to go down 1. Okay, so my new vertex is going to be down 1. And then I have a vertical shrink of 1/2, right? Which is also the slope for an absolute value of both sides would be 1/2. So let's see. Oh, I want the pen. So 1/2 is my slope. So I'm going to go up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2 on both sides, up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2. So it got fatter because it shrunk vertically. And when it shrinks vertically, it has to get fatter too, right? It has to go somewhere. So, oh, having trouble drawing this line, you guys. So it went down. What we're going to write in our directions is it was shifted down 2. And had a vertical shrink of 1/2. Okay, so it's 1/2 shorter, but it also made it fatter, right? All right, let's check out this last one here. The parent function for this one is just going to be y, oops, sorry, I'll write it in function notation. F of x equals x squared. Or you could have just said a quadratic function. All right, that's the parent functions. Then what's happening? This -5 is on the inside, so that means we're moving it to the right. Shift right by 5. Okay, and it's counterintuitive. This negative here means we're flipping it, we're reflecting it across the x-axis, so instead of being positive, it's going to be negative. So the correct math words are reflect over x-axis. Okay, but you could have also said just flipped upside down. I would take that. Okay, and we haven't changed how fat it is. So basically, it's just going to be, oops, we move it to the right. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, and then 4 squared would be, so that's going to be 3 squared would be 9. But remember, it's negative. Okay, oh, -5. Sorry, you guys. Let's just do this. You can see exactly where this is coming from. Let's make a mini table of our input and our output. Okay, so if I input 5 in for x, 5 minus 5, look over here, 5 minus 5 is 0, 0 squared is 0, da, 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 da. Okay, so we get 0 back. If I input 4 in, 4 minus 5 is -1, squared is +1, but then don't forget, then I have to multiply by this -1 out here, so I get -1. So 4 is -1, which also means that 6 is -1 because 5 is my line of symmetry. let's put in 7. If I input in 7, I get negative 7 minus 5 squared. 7 minus 5 is 2. 2 squared is 4 times a negative is negative 4. So 7 is negative 4. And that means 3 is also negative 4. So this is what we're going to look like. Let's do 2. Or 8. 8 minus 5 is 3. 3 squared is 9, but it's negative 9. So actually this is over 1 here because it's on both sides. Okay. So this is a graph of the transformed function. The parent function, if you guys want to see that, keep watching. The parent function is just x squared. So that would be 1 squared would be 1. 2 squared would be 4. 3 squared would be 9. And it's going to be the same on the other side. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. There. Okay. And that is the parent function. Oh, I put my 3 squared on 4 squared, you guys. Sorry. This is my parent function. That was not needed, but just if you wanted to know, that's your parent function. The one that will give you points will be the one down here.